I'm going to preview the 4 seed Nebraska versus 9th seed Iowa men's basketball game, which will be played on March 26th at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on TBS/TruTV. As of right now, Nebraska is favored by 2.5, and this is in the South region, where the games will be played in Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. Obviously, this is a rematch from the regular season. Like, this is the third meeting, and both have split the meetings this year. I mean, the last meeting, Nebraska won against Iowa 84-75 in overtime on March 8th. And now the first meeting on February 17th, Nebraska lost to Iowa 57-52. So it's going to be very interesting to say the least. Iowa is 23-12 overall, 10-10 in the Big Ten, while Nebraska 28-6 overall, 15-5 in the Big Ten. And we'll have to wait and see about the injury status reports prior to the game, because I cannot assume stuff here. So, and I'm going to start with the 9th seed. I'll go like both squads statistically, and anything anything below 0.6 on any stats, I'm not going to go over. I'm just being realistic. I will go over like not just the stats for both, but keys to the game for both teams in general. So, and this is based on like the ESPN. So in case the position is wrong, you have to look and see what ESPN does, okay? On how they list it. Now, the first player to keep an eye on for Iowa is Bennett Sturts, number 14, a 6'4" 190-pound guard as a senior. Okay, he averages 19.7 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game, 1.5 steals per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, 2 fouls per game. He does shoot 35.9% on threes on 237 attempts and 84.2% on free throws on 158 attempts. Then there's Tavion Banks, number 6, 6'7", 215-pound guard as a senior, 10.6 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 2.9 fouls per game. He does shoot 45% on threes, but that's on 40 attempts though, and 78.9% on free throws on 128 attempts. There's Alvaro Fulgaris, number 7, a 6'2", 230-pound forward that is a junior, 8.5 points per game. 3.8 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 2.1 fouls per game, 32.7% on threes on 104 attempts, 77.1% on free throws on 83 attempts. And there's Cooper Koch, or Koch. I'll apologize if I butchered that. Number 8, 6'8", 220-pound forward as a freshman, 7.8 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 2 fouls per game. He does shoot 40.4% on threes on 151 attempts, 82.4% on free throws on 34 attempts. There's Cam Maniwawu, Manyawu, number 3, 6'9", 250-pound forward that is a junior, 6.9 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 0.9 steals per game, 0.8 turnovers per game, 2.4 fouls per game. He does not attempt threes, by the way. 57.5% on free throws on 73 attempts. And I'm not going to go over every single guy. I'm just being honest. And it's Kale Combs, number 11. A 6'4", 205-pound guard as a junior, 6.2 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.7 fouls per game. He does shoot 34.7% on threes on 49 attempts, 83.7% on free throws on 49 attempts. There's Tate Sage. Number 24, 6'7", 210-pound guard as a freshman, 5.6 points per game, and really 1.3 fouls per game, because I'm not going to go over like 1.9 rebounds per game. And on the rebounds, obviously, I think consider two rebounds per game or more. I will go over, just so y'all know. 35.5% on threes on 62 attempts, 69.1% on free throws on 68 attempts. And there's Isaiah Howard, number 23, 6'5", 215-pound guard as a sophomore, 5.1 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 2 fouls per game, 27.1% on threes on 59 attempts, 1.9% on free throws on 32 attempts. And really the last player we're going to mention, maybe if he plays, I don't know, is Brendan Hausen. I know he hasn't played since like March 12th. So there might be an injury there. I don't know. Number 15, 6'4", 220-pound guard as a senior, 4 points per game, and 0.8 fouls per game, honestly, and 32.8% on threes on 67 attempts, and 11 for 11 on free throws, aka 100%. Now for Nebraska, the first player to keep an eye on, obviously, is Price Sanford, number 21, 6'7", 215-pound forward as a junior, 17.9 points per game, 4.9 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 41% on threes on 300 attempts. And you know what's crazy is he went to Iowa prior to Nebraska for 2 years. So he's going to go against his former squad, to say the least. 85% on free throws on 80 attempts. There's Rink Mast, number 51, 6'10", 250-pound forward as a senior, 13.5 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, 1.7 turnovers per game, and 1.8 fouls per game, and 32.5% on threes on 154 attempts, 82.1% on free throws on 82.1% on free throws on 78 attempts. There's Braden Frager, number 5, 6'7", 220-pound forward as a freshman, 11.7 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 33.8% on threes on 154 attempts, 81.3% on free throws on 80 attempts. And there's Jamarcus Lawrence, number 10, 6'3", 283-pound guard as a senior, 9.8 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game, 2 turnovers per game, 0.9 steals per game, 2.4 fouls per game, 35.1% on threes on 151 attempts, 74.7% on free throws on 75 attempts. And there's like Fred Hoiberg's son, Sam Hoiberg, number 1, 6 foot, 185-pound guard as a senior, 9.4 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, 4.4 assists per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 2 steals per game, 2.6 fouls per game, 39.5% on threes on 81 attempts, 75% on free throws on 60 attempts. Okay, then there's like Burke Buyutinsel. I apologize if I butchered that. Like BuyuktUncel. Number 9, 6'2" 6'10", not 2" 10" 254-pound forward as a junior, 6.7 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 0.9 steals per game, 1 block per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 26% on threes on 50 attempts, 61.2% on free throws on 67 attempts. This Carl Jacobson, number 31, 6'4", 195-pound guard as a junior, 4.6 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game, 0.6 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 38.5% on threes just on 39 attempts, 57.5% on free throws on 40 attempts. And the last player I'm really going to mention, honestly, I don't know if he's going to play, is Jared Garcia, number 15, 6'8", 245-pound forward as a senior, 3 points per game, 2.1 rebounds per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 0.7 fouls per game, 24.4% on threes on 41 attempts, 77.8% on free throws on 27 attempts. I'm going to say, well, obviously, whatever you did right last game, you got to bring in this game. Whatever you did wrong last game, you got to correct. And obviously, whatever you did right in both those meetings, you got to bring in this one. And whatever you did wrong in both those meetings, you got to bring in this one. You got to correct. Because if you don't, you will lose, potentially. Across the board, I know there might be some questionable officiating throughout the game, but at the very end of the day, you got to make plays to win and be a more mentally tougher team. You got to try to get your home crowd, some of your fans involved, while taking the other fan base out of the game as much as you can. You got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively. You got to be good in late game situations in case it comes down to that. You got to be resilient if you're down and try to battle back. And obviously, you got to out hustle the other team. And do this for your seniors because, you don't want to certainly end their last game in the Sweet 16 game. You want to let them go further than that, like in Elite 8. Now, on defense, you got to contain the shooters, contain the slashers. You certainly don't want to let them live at the free throw line either. I mean, don't give them so many attempts. And you got to get some defensive rebounds and limit those offensive rebounds as much as you can, especially limiting those second chance points. You got to limit points in the paint. You got to limit those points out turnovers, especially because that could be a difference in the ball game. And the same thing goes for fast break points slash transition points as well. And obviously you want to try to make them uncomfortable as much as you can and force some turnovers and obviously blocking some shots, but you got to be very smart about it. And this is obviously going to be very interesting when both of these teams are familiar with each other this year. Now, in offense, you got to take care of the ball because if you don't, you're allowing the other team to have more possessions. And you got to get some offensive rebounds and get some second chance points. And obviously, sometimes your best offense comes from your defense. So get some points out turnovers. Obviously, get some points in the paint. Obviously, you got to have good shot selection and make your threes count. And you got to make your free throws count. Because at the very end of the day, if you don't make your free throws, that could very well cost you if it's a very close game, to say the least. I mean, it's just telling the truth. And the last thing you want, in terms of turnovers, is a live ball turnover. If it's a dead ball turnover, maybe that's okay, but still, you just got to make sure you don't take some bad shots throughout the game here and all this. So you totally get the point. And get some transition points as well, because that'll be easier to get transition points instead of going in a half court and try to do whatever defense they're going to throw at you. Whether it's man-to-man or zone, you get the point. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. See you guys later on the right. 800 subscribers, course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So remember, this course, like a video, comment video really helps YouTube background. Some more people see it soon. The video does help as well. Some more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well.